Right, how's it going, everyone? I just want to quickly cover a framework that we use within my company to basically build systems that scale with agencies rather than kind of a system that maybe causes more friction than it's worth. So basically, most agency owners are creating automations one time and then they never look back. Yeah, sure, you might fix a bug or two, but the system generally stays like pretty bare bones and not much thought goes into it once after it's been made. So what I want to do is, if you want your automations to scale along with your business to support those 10K, 50K, and even 100K plus in revenue, I want to show you how you can run your automations through this kind of stress test here, which is what I call the loop framework. So that's going to be launch. So basically, I'm going to keep this super fast, by the way. So I won't go into too much detail about all of these different pillars, but if you have questions, as always, you can find me on Instagram and give me a message. But basically, launch, you want to build your MVP. So you want to use your pretty basic triggers. Maybe even you have no triggers, right? Maybe you add people in manually if that's how you want to do things. And then you want to focus on kind of your core outcome. So what does the automation aim to accomplish? Is it rebooking a lead, for example? And just stick with that. Don't add anything fancy. The fanciest I would say you can go is by adding like a basic Slack alert or like Google Sheet log or something pretty early on. That's definitely good practice to do. I do that with almost all of my automations. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come in and you're going to operate. So you're basically going to field test your system. So give it a week or two. Don't over optimize too early. That's the worst thing you can do. I've been there, and you end up having a system that you honestly would probably have to go back and change as you scale. Once you've done that though, you just want to again track what happens, log the bugs, or just jot down like areas for improvement, like in a notes app or something. Then you can go ahead, like you can start optimizing your system. So you can add filters, your fallback logic, you can add delays and stuff if stuff is maybe moving too quickly, and just fix those points of friction. Also, if there is any manual steps, like let's say you're doing a rebooking, right, for example. Now you might have an automation that follows up with the lead, but what about adding them to the pipeline or adding tags or something like that, or maybe directing a call to one of your SDRs? Those kind of things, they might still be done manually. So think about those. Think about some of the sub automations that can go along with it. Then you're thinking about how to build a system, not just how to build automations. And then you can also catch all the silent failures and like start adding like alerting for those kind of things. So I go into that a little bit more on predict in the next pillar, but basically what that means is have some kind of logic that where if the automation fails, you get notified somehow, because you're not gonna sit with make.com on your monitor like all day tracking like what's working and what isn't. So yeah, lastly, you want to predict. So ask what would show me this is broken. Again, like I said, having errors and things like that, and just tracking maybe some of the data. So again, for that example of rebooking, it might be actually having a look at how many people did rebook, and is that automation doing what it should be to the best of its ability. Also, I think it's good practice to just review performance and kind of take a look at your automations again. Make sure nothing's like outdated, or if you're using Zapier, for example, they can kind of disconnect things like your accounts and things. So you want to always check for that. I would just do like a monthly overview. I think you can do bi-weekly if you want, but that's, in my opinion, a little bit overkill. And a good example of this would be create like a Google Sheet or a Notion database, again, that actually adds all those metrics in there. I have a video on my page already of the Notion database that I use, so I'll link that up in the corner as well. But other than that, guys, that's basically how you want to build automations at scale rather than just having your MVP. And so yeah, if you want to apply the loop method and build automations that actually scale and hold up as you grow your income and as you grow your client base, this Notion doc and a one-on-one link will be in the description. So if you want to book a call with me, we can chat about it. I'll kind of walk you through like what systems may be missing and how we can fix that. And we basically use this exact framework all the time. But if you just want this doc and you want to review this framework for yourself and maybe even add some of your own edits or anything you want, I'll put that in the description as well, as I said. So yeah, that's basically how you build 100K worthy automations. Hope someone found this valuable, and hope everyone's crushing it. Everyone take care.